Play a little farm manager world today while I'm at work. Do a scenario, or I'm sorry, free mode. Streaming paramedic 5. I like to keep everything on medium settings and then take off the electricity because that's just a pain to work with. Accidents and fires, I'll take that off too because again, it's just a pain. Everything else here, I just leave at medium. Do some Central America. That's a newer feature with Farm Manager World compared to the previous ones. So I'm a paramedic, and I'm at work right now. So if we get a 911 call, I'll have to wrap it up really quickly and get out of here. So if for some reason the stream suddenly stops, that's why. So near the end of the dry season, perennial plants wake up from hibernation. So that's kind of like springtime when you're playing the Europe side of it. So farm managing world, we'll pause it here. It's just slightly different from the previous ones. I always kind of feel like in playing this so far, it's almost been like logistics manager rather than farm manager. Because if your entire farm depends on your logistics, your storage solutions, getting things trucked from one area to the next. I really kind of wish that they would automate a few more of the logistics to make it a little bit more close to the previous versions of Farm Manager. And you'll kind of see as we go on here what that's kind of like. Let's start this up. Let's start off with $1 million. I like to put this at monthly. Gives me a better overview of money flow for a while. And for the first while here, we're going to be negative income for quite a bit of it. Start off with some research here. And I always like to see about like what I need for mainly the logistics side of it, because again, this is almost like logistics manager rather than farm manager nowadays. So we need to build a few more buildings before we can unlock a lot of that. But we'll hire a logistics person first of all, so you can sort by just clicking on this. I always like to pay them a lot. I don't know why, but I do. I'll do manual work. But that's about it. We can only hire one because we have to unlock the second worker slot so far. So I'll assign them over here to the farm owner's house, and they'll start with a lot of our logistics for us. And I figured out that seed and seedling productions in Farm Manager World are extremely profitable. So we'll build that. We need a small silo. We'll eventually need more than that just to unlock some of the research. For a barn over here, nice and close, and then a warehouse over here, nice and close. We might as well build one more seed and seeding production too. I like to get 3 going at once, because again, it's an extremely profitable way to make money right at the get-go here. We'll speed up some time. Those get built. Alright, so let's see what we have for production for manufacturing. Well, I'll check all of these just to make it easier for workforce management. And we'll need to hire at least 3 to begin with. And because the day changed, available people changed too. So we'll go with that for now and start assigning workers in all of our buildings here. So I figured out that spinach is one of the most profitable. You see that some of the profitability estimates here on what you can make. We can't do bio yet. We have to research that, or organic. But we can start off with this. For that. Alright, so with Farm Manager World, you have to create a resource order in one of your buildings that can have that resource. So like in here, we have to, it's in the warehouse for spinach. So we'll create the resource order for spinach here. So now we don't have enough resources, so the easiest way to do this is go into your market, go to auto trade, and then add a trade item. And we'll add in spinach. And then we'll purchase until 100. I don't usually do more than that because it'll just expire. So the computer system now will automate that you'll always purchase 100 spinach. And then that spinach will get sent in here to your farm owner's house and then over to your warehouse where your resource order is. So once that comes in, they can get started on that. And then in here, sweet potatoes are also a really good money maker. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not sweet potatoes. It is passion fruit, is it? Yes, passion fruit. So once we get here, you see it's significantly less than what the spinach was, but it's still pretty good money. So we'll do that, and then get passion fruit in. We'll add the. We'll go to auto trade. I'm gonna add a trade item. Then go to passion fruit. Gonna purchase until 100. Alright, so that'll get those two going. And then let's see if we have another one of the manufacturing people. We do, so we'll hire them. And bananas, I believe, are the other one that are really good. Yeah, bananas. So we'll get started on that. We'll assign a worker. And our research is done. So we'll go back and here. Or, I'm sorry, it never got started. We'll unlock the additional slot in the owner's house because, again, it's all about logistics and moving materials around in this game. So this barn here is telling me that we don't have a resource order. So instead of going into your building here where it should be, you can just click fix and it'll automatically put the resource order in for you where it needs to be. So it'll fix the banana as well. So we have that in, and we need to do auto trade for bananas, yeah. So purchase until 100. And at the same time, we can auto trade. We can auto trade out the spinach seed, and we'll sell above 0. So every time that we get spinach seed, we'll just sell it right away. I just find that that's easier than trying to manually do it, and you get it sold kind of evenly across the different market fluctuations. So in this game, the market price changes for all these items. So this just kind of allows you to ride the market. Sometimes you'll sell it lower than what you should. Sometimes it'll be higher, but it all kind of evens out in the end, it seems like. Alright, so one other thing that we can do too, instead of just purchasing spinach, is we can grow it in greenhouses, which is what we might do eventually. But to begin with, we need to get a little bit of income, because right now we're spending a lot of money. Alright, so our research is done. And we'll unlock the additional workstations. That way we can add a second worker to each building. Or we can add more. But then eventually we want to add another production line as well. So we need a logistics building before we do that. Which means we come over here. We have to get all the way down to here. So to get down to here, we have to have this first, which is 10 employees overall. And then eventually we have to upgrade to a medium farmhouse as well. But that's pretty easy. But first of all, we need 10 employees overall. So first things first, we'll finish this research here. We can, in the meantime, get started on greenhouses as well. Greenhouses are another great way to make money. They're just very labor intensive, which is sometimes kind of a pain. But you also need greenhouses to unlock certain things in the future. Let's see where that is. Yeah, that should work really good. Like that. And then we can do a road right in between them. Yeah, greenhouses are just, it's hard to make them cost efficient in this game. But you do need greenhouses to get mainly for research slots open. So our research is done already. Is there anything else that we can research at all? Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not done yet. Still have 8 days. Wasn't that bad. Alright, so to get those going, we will need plant people. We only have one right now. So that's kind of a bummer, but we can at least get one going here. So we can't put in a pump yet because we don't have the required training. Right now we'll just use chemical fertilizer, but if you have animals, it's worth it to switch to either liquid manure or manure to get that done. But we can't do anything bio yet because you can't buy bio seeds on the market. You have to produce them yourself, and we don't have that unlocked. So we'll have to stick with regular. But we'll do some spinach because then we don't have to buy as much spinach. There you go, and our worker is automatically assigned to it. So one other thing that we can do too, because we're going to need it eventually for research purposes, is building just a couple more silos. That will unlock some more research slots for us as well. So we have the bananas. I guess we can add another worker here too, can't we? We'll go to this. And we'll assign our worker there. A second worker. So they kind of take care of all the logistics work for you until you actually build the logistics building. And we can upgrade our house right away because we have the money. We'll just do all the way to the large, just max it out. So you see we have banana saplings, passion fruit seedlings, and spinach from our seed and seedling production places here. So this is just saying that we don't have enough banana, but that's where, like, it's logistics manager basically. Because it's about getting all your resources from your farmhouse to your buildings and where they need to be on your farm, and getting them back to your farmhouse again to get sold. But go to here and we see that we sold 200 spinach seeds for 16,646. So that's pretty good money profit. If you're curious about what we purchased versus what we sold, you have 200 that we sold for 16,000, and then to buy 200 spinach was only about 1,000. So it's a very, very good profit. Same thing with bananas. We sold 200 and we for 6,300, and we purchased 200 for essentially $2,000. So it's about $4,000 profit. And then the same thing with passion fruit. We sold for about almost 6,000, and passion fruit we paid about 4,000 for it. So $2,000. So again, spinach is by far the best money maker that you can get in the early game here. We made a lot of money on spinach already. And because we need a fourth one for research purposes later on, we'll build a fourth one. So our research is done on that. And I don't want to do anything really with fields quite yet. But I need 10 employees for that. Eventually, now that we've built 3 small silos, we can get the medium, but we don't need that quite yet. And let's see here. We'll increase our staff capacity from 25 to 45. So we'll do that right away. So our worker here is still plowing. Alright, so that's built, so let's get another spinach line going here. And looks like that guy's the cheapest. So we'll hire that person. We'll get some more spinach going. And let's see if we can get second workers at all these places too, just to crank in some more money for us. I ran out of housing space, so let's take care of that right away. I always like to build it close if I can. That way they don't have to walk as far. So we'll build it there. Speed ahead in time. Alright. So let's see what's available. Just one person. That's alright, we'll take one person for now. Once we get the organic seeds unlocked, that's going to help us out a lot with profit as well. So you can see in our first month we already spent $713,000. That's why, like early game, it's very important to watch your profits. You start off with $1 million and you go all the way to like farm fields and stuff right away. You can run out of money in a hurry, and then it's really difficult to get out of that hole. So it's kind of nice that it starts with the seed and seedling production from the beginning. It took me a while to get used to playing this game compared to the previous versions of Farm Manager. Previous version, you didn't have to worry about logistics as much. Well, that's really about all that this one is. You get some farming, but it's mainly just getting your resources moved around. What I liked with the older versions is all your resources were shared. So say that I had 5,000, which is the capacity in the small silo, that was shared with all of them. All of them had the equal access to that resource. Whereas here, you'll only store what you pick. All the extras will go to the owner's house, which is a little bit of a pain. Alright, so we crossed into a new month. Research is complete. And let's see what else we can research here. Eventually I want to unlock the trading, but first of all, the organic seeds. So we needed medium farmhouse and then seed and seedling production. So we'll do that. That way we can get going on organic seeds. Because then we can grow our organic seeds and we can produce them. Which is very helpful. And we can get 2 more employees to work in our seed and seedling production area. Get these guys plugged in. You have to be careful starting off with like this too, is if you run out of money and you're trying to purchase resources, you're not going to make any money. So if you do wind up running out of money with starting out like this, you'll never recover. Which I've had before in my experimentation. But for this we should be good. But the big thing is getting resources again from here to here. What we can do too is we can try to hire, nobody for logistics, we can hire some more people for here too. So we'll skip ahead just a little bit here. Training is done. That means we can do organic seeds now. We'll unlock the irrigation system, because that way we don't have to have workers watering inside the greenhouses. Okay, so let's change this to spinach organic. So you see we jumped up over $250,000 profit then. We'll switch this to passion fruit organic. And here too we jumped up 90,000 roughly. Banana organic. And here we're jumping up about $100,000 in profit. And then here we'll switch this one to spinach organic. And then, because we have organic, the next time it goes through here, we'll change this to spinach organic in here. And then we'll use the seeds that we create from here. So we want to save, we don't want to sell those seeds. So we'll save some in here. That way the workers can grab them to put in the greenhouses. So this is telling me that some resources in here will expire soon, which is spinach and passion fruit, which is normal. That's why I don't buy too many of them if I can help it. But let's see. We can hire another one to do logistics for us. We'll send them to the farm owner's house. We've got a bunch of stuff in here we need transported to the farm owner's house to be sold. Otherwise, if it just sits in your warehouse, it's not sold. That's kind of what I also liked about the previous versions of this game, is your stuff that was selling and sold did not have to be transported to the owner's house. So that sometimes hangs you up in this game. One other thing that we have to do too, because we're selling organic now. Okay, so we'll have to unlock more trade items as a part of our next research. Meantime, how are we doing? So we haven't sold anything for a while, and that's because of the logistical hang-up. Not getting from here to here, but now it is. And that's why having these workers in here are important. But I wish some of that was a little bit more automated. It kind of makes it a little tedious. So we just sold some more, so that's great. But you can look at our profits. We're starting to come back a little bit. But over time here, it's just down, down, down from the start. But we'll make it back. Just takes a little time. Alright, trading is finished. So we need to go to the trading and start here. That way we can unlock more auto trade operations here. So once we're done with that, then that'll fulfill this requirement. We can then research that. But then before we get too far, we need to unlock the logistics building, and that will help with the flow of resources here. So they're watering that. What we can do is build a pump. And the pump doesn't have to be connected to the road, which is nice. We'll build the pump there, and then we'll add a watering system. That way they don't have to water it. There we go. Earning a profit. Finally. And research is done, so we'll go back to trading. More auto trading. We need that so that we can get some of our organic seedlings sold off. We can sell them off manually, but again, the more stuff you can automate in this game, the easier it becomes. And we don't have to do that quite yet. Same thing with the basic trading partners, which I'm not entirely don't understand entirely the concept of this. I don't know if it just raises the price of your goods that you can sell. But in the meantime, we'll upgrade this so that way our workers from the owner's house can carry more, and then that will unlock the logistics building because we're getting to the point where we need that. Eventually we'll unlock a second production line, and then we can kind of double what we're all doing here. Now let's go to the market and auto trade, and then we'll sell the organic saplings. And then the spinach organic. And then the passion fruit organic. That can get, once we get all the rest of these sold off, the ones that are non-organic, then I can take those off the trading list, auto trading list as well. Alright, so that research is done. So we'll go back here and we'll get the research of what season's here. So that's still a growing season. It's kind of like summer when you're doing the Europe map. The stuff still grows, it's just a lot of rain. I always like the sound effects that they have in this game. Making good profit this month. 51,000. But now if you go back to this, so we sold off 300 spinach. So that's a few more than what we did before, but if you look at 370 versus 300, this is regular, this is organic. We're making a lot more money because it's less, the 300 versus 370 here. So we're making quite a bit of money now because it's organic, so it's worth researching organic early so you can do that. So now that we have that flowing, we're going to add up pretty quick here too with money. And once we get the second production lines unlocked, we're going to make even more. We'll double our money. So instead of 169,000, we'd be at 340,000 for this month. It's kind of crazy how much money you can earn alone with just seed production before you even get into having fields and more advanced production. Right, it looks like all of our non-organic stuff is all sold off. You don't have to remove it, but I find that it just keeps it cleaner if you remove it. By the time your farm advances quite a ways, this auto trade fills up a lot. Alright, I'm just going to use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, let's get going again. Research is almost done. Alright, production. We want advanced, so we need to have one logistics building, which we just got. Research, so let's get that built. Logistics. And a logistics building. I'm going to build a house right next to it right away. Build it right there. Let's expand this road. Alright. Some people hired. This is about all that we have for logistics people right now, so that'll be good enough for now. We'll get that person hired. So what they do is they use the truck then to move resources around for you. Okay, so we got that. Let's go back to production. We'll get the second production line going. We have a little bit to wait for the second production line. So eventually, you can get a lot of money from making rice bread. So rice to rice flour to rice bread. It's another great way to make money in this game. So eventually we're going to want to do some farm fields with farm equipment, which costs a lot of money. So we'll have to expand our farm a little bit here. And it takes a lot of money to get that far in advance, but we're well on our way here. The nice part about this game, compared to previous versions, is land is not nearly as expensive to buy. So we'll research that eventually, and then we'll buy some more land to expand our operation. You can see the truck that they drive around for research, or for logistics. So let's see if we can hire another logistics person. We can. Uncheck these. There we go. And they're they get put over here, unfortunately, though. Let's relocate them to house number 3. Just making sure that it was the same person. Our first spinach harvest is here. So what I did is I couldn't just change this to organic where it was before. So I just changed it in the crop rotation to organic next. And then I'll take the regular spinach out of it. Rotation. At that point. And then we'll change up our production to do organic spinach to organic spinach. So this is kind of how I've been starting it. Just because, again, it's really, really easy to go in the red here. Does that mean that there's not enough organic spinach seedling? Yeah, let's put 500 in there instead. Yeah, that's what that means. We'll take that out of rotation now, so it's all organic. So now, we should get even more. 1,000? Is that enough? How much do I need? Get out of here. You need only only 29 kilograms. Or maybe that's the weight because it was not organic before. That's probably what it was. So that's the trans. They make you weight in this game. You switch it over from regular to organic. So maybe that's what that is. Anyway, we'll get that figured out. It's little things like that that make this game a little bit different from previous versions. So research is done. And we're going to do neighborhood barbecue. That way we can unlock, expand our property here. And now we have our second production line, so we're going to add, we can't do the same production line twice, so we're going to kind of put like this. We'll do spinach with this one, and passion fruit is our second line on this one. Oops, I don't want to do that. I wanted to add a second line. The bananas that I had beyond here before. Is that what it was? I messed up that one too. So we have spinach, bananas, passion fruit. Okay, so spinach, bananas. I need another spinach. Choose. I just choose these because they're kind of the top earners. Then once I switch, get actual fields planted and I need organic seed, then I just kind of switch some of these out. So I did bananas instead of passion fruit because I believe they make more money than passion fruit does. There we go, that's it. Should essentially double our profits here now. I have 3 spinach going, 3 bananas going, and 2 passion fruit. Alright, that looks good. So training is finished, so now we can buy some more land whenever we want to. We'll increase the field size. And that's because we're doing more of everything. Let's increase how much we purchase here. We'll go 500 each. Sometimes they're waiting for products to come in. 500 there, 500 there, 500 there. Otherwise, production kind of gets held up with this because there's not enough in stock there. And let's actually increase this all a little 1,000. 1,000. So this game is kind of a slow-paced game to begin with. Once you get a lot more to do, it's a little bit faster paced. Well, we have a good start. We're back up to $500,000 already. I want research, because our research is done. And we'll increase the field size as well. The maximum. And let's start buying some more land. We'll go to either side of the farm. But yeah, land is a lot cheaper. In the older previous versions of the game, it was over $100,000 by land. This is much more affordable. We're just gonna go all out here. We're down to $200,000, but we'll make that back pretty quick. can start thinking about how we're going to plan on our farm fields here. What I like to do is make one long road, and then in between this road I usually do like all the parking for it and stuff. In this version too, you have hills that you can't plant on or build through, so when you lay out for your farm fields, you kind of have to take that into account. It's like over here, it's flat ground, so I can get a lot of fields over here once that time comes. Alright, research is done for our field size. We'll start doing our getting bigger silos, because that's going to help us a lot when we're building our fields. Let's go this way for a second. Go across the road here. There's not much space there, but I'm going to be able to fit some silos in there for storage. So it's not the greatest layout in the world, but it'll work. This road here, there we go. Alright, so for more silos, we need to do some medium silos. It would also be nice to refrigerate our warehouses so that stuff lasts longer. But we need 2 warehouses for that, so let's build a second warehouse. We'll build that over here. And let's get rid of this road, it's going to be in the way of our fields eventually. Alright, so we have the other warehouse now, so we can research that. Refrigeration systems. You can see that extends that resource expiration date up to 4 times, so there's a shelf life on your products, and if you can make that last a little bit longer, it's very helpful so your resources don't decay. So, I really like big fields, but to begin with, unfortunately, you have to do some research, and I'll show here after this is done, to get bigger farm equipment. Let's see what we need to do to research that. Otherwise it takes a long time to handle fields that large. Machines we need. So high powered machines. We need 3 parking lots or garages. So let's build that. Alright, now we should get to research that. So that means that we can probably build a big field now. It's really difficult in this version of Farm Manager to handle fields this big, but we'll try to make it work here. So we're going to do some organic waste. So we need about 121 kilograms of it. So let's take the spinach one for a second and get some rice. Organic. So it's going to tell us that we need a resource order, so let's fix that. And then we need to buy some rice. And let's buy 1,000. That should get us to 100. We need a little more than that, don't we? Buy rice. Let's buy about 1,000. These numbers are what's available on the market that you can buy. So let's buy about 1,000 of that. Let's see, so we have to wait just a little bit longer for our industrial or bigger equipment. Let's get a home for our workers that are going to be driving our tractors. And this is where it's really tedious for logistics. Now we have to put in a resource order here for rice. So that's, what should I say, we needed 126, I think, so that should put it 200 here. Okay, I think we're starting to slow down just a little bit on research for right now. We do need the mills and the bakeries, so that's 3 medium silos, which we'll do pretty soon here, so that's actually just build those right away. 1, 2, 3. And what is that? Production. That's what. Those are bakeries. We need that first for the rice flour. And we're running close on money right now for this. Is that the best one? I believe it was. Yeah. So 1 is good for now, and then let's buy a plow. We're going to buy the big plow. And that's higher. We have to drive our tractor. And then we want them to use machines and drive machines. So we'll get that going. And then $100,000, it's a lot, but it's worth it over time. Otherwise, you have to, your workers spend time into water. Okay, we harvest spinach, yes. So there's spinach in here. So now our workers won't have to buy spinach for a while, or we won't have to buy spinach for a while. We do have some that'll expire. But let's upgrade to refrigerated. We'll see if that can extend the life a little bit. And the next thing that we're going to need for this is a cultivator. So let's get the cultivator here. There we go. We need a manure spreader. That is one nice thing too, is I'm not sure what you need. All you do is click in the field, click on more, and it'll tell you. You just click on that and it'll bring you right to it. We don't need a water tank because it's irrigated. So sprayer we need. Right there. I'm not going to get the grain header because I think at the end of the year I'll be able to buy a bigger one. We'll get the box trailer. A round baler to collect the straw from the corn, or from the rice, sorry. We need the straw bale trailer. Now we have everything other than the combine, but we don't have quite enough money for a combine and a header yet. But this guy's taking a long time to plow, and you can only imagine what it would be like with the small plow. Again, a field this size is actually really difficult to work with because of warehouse spacing in this game. That wasn't the case in the other versions of this game. It'd be nice if the developers could figure out a way to make the warehousing a little bit easier to work with, which we'll see later on when it comes time to harvest that. Okay, so then the other thing we want for production is the advanced food processing. Eventually we'll need that anyway. But we'll start researching that for now. Eventually we'll get more tractors that will make planting a little bit easier. But we're doing pretty good for money. That was after buying all this stuff too. So let's look at where our income's coming from. We have a lot for spinach, banana, passion fruit we're getting a lot for as well. We're making quite a bit of money every week, or every couple days for spinach seed. That's where the vast majority of our money is coming from. Right, so we should have enough now for a big combine. $10,000 for a big combine. In real life, that's probably a great deal, but in this game, it's a lot. And then we need a header for it. There we go. Now we should have everything that we need for this field. Double check. We don't need the water tank here because we have a pump. So eventually we will figure out what we need for fertilization. We'll do a soil testing on this, but I'm not worried about that for right now. Eventually we can grow our own bananas and passion fruit, but with how quickly they expire, it's really not worth it. You're better off just buying it. And that's why I haven't planted like the rest of the greenhouses yet. Is because really that stuff that they grow just expires. I mainly put the greenhouses in here for research purposes, just to unlock different research trees. Yeah, some stuff in here that's about to expire. Yeah, the spinach. That's why like more than one greenhouse of spinach is really not worth it. It just does not last very long. But we can sell it, you just don't make very much on it. So only $4,000 if you sell the spinach alone. We can sell it and it'll auto buy us some more. It's really not worth it. Most of the time I just let it expire. It's just not worth it. What's the nice part about the auto trade though is you can get something like this going and it automatically buys your materials for you. We're waiting for the fertilizer to come in. You can put manure storage up here, but you don't need to. Your fertilizer will just come into here. And then your workers will go grab it. We can anyway, just because we'll need it eventually. Right there, so it's more in the middle. With this too, I could change this to liquid manure if I wanted to. But regular manure is fine. Once you get animals going, and you're looking for a place to get ready for your manure, and that's a place to do it. What else do we need? Don't need this stuff quite yet. With the large silo though, because we'll need the space. These only hold 20,000, and we're going to get a lot more from this field. You do click on the logistics house, you can see what they're delivering from one place to another. But really what they do need for these logistics is the ability to get more trucks per building here. It's really rough having only 2 trucks. You have to end up building a lot more logistics buildings later on in the game just to keep up. It's just annoying to find space for all the logistics buildings. Ooh, do I have rice seed in here? Organic rice seedlings. 160. I do. So this is just telling me that I don't have enough resources because there's no more rice to put in here. But I don't really need any more rice, I believe. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to switch it back to spinach for now. The question is, how do you take regular spinach and turn it into organic spinach seeds? I don't understand that. Same thing with like regular bananas. How do you make regular bananas organic? I didn't really know that was a thing. Yeah, what else can we research here? We do need this oil survey, one at least, but we need 2 solar fields for that. So it'll be just a little bit before we can get that far. fairly soon here. Our worker will get working on that hopefully. Right now it's wet season, so I might overwater different plants. But we're already up to over $500,000 again. So we can probably at this point whatever second. There we go. That's better. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with that one quite yet. I'm just kind of mainly laying it out. And if you actually put 4 fields right next to each other, and then put roads around it, your workers can get to all 4 fields. Just kind of a space saver. But you see here, we ran into the side of the hill, so we couldn't really go any further that way. Right here, we're up against that hill there. That's why the layout of your fields are kind of important when deciding where to put them. We'll go up this way, as far as we can. There. We'll get roads all around these fields. Just kind of setting up for the future. Okay, so we're really just set up for like animals already if we want to at some point. We got another spinach harvest, so I'm sure we'll find eventually. So yeah, only 22 days worth. And let's get another garage here to satisfy my OCD. There we go, our workers getting some manure. And let's get another tractor. We'll talk to you later. This also messes with my OCD because how do you get that tractor out? How do you get the seeder out? How do you get the trailer out? That's just my own OCD. Alright, we have a free research slot right now, so let's do some researching. Fields. What do we need for this one? Oh, yeah, 2 sowing fields, that's what we need. We don't really need loans and machine leasing. That's a good one early if you're running money problems. We don't have accidents on, so we don't have to worry about that. We can do that. Some more auto trade, so that's increasing how much you can buy and sell at a time. We're still fertilizing that. Let's see what our options are for growing. So this is the amount of estimated yield, like revenue that you're going to get from each field. So that varies quite a bit. It's a perennial crop, but it's susceptible to insects, fungus, medium, and then weed resistance as well. Aloe potentially gives you a lot of yield as well. I believe you need manual laborers to harvest it, which is kind of inconvenient, and I'm not sure if you can really do anything else with it for further production. Avocado is pretty good, but they expire quickly after you harvest them. And again, you need manual laborers. Just kind of looking through here to see what gives us good yield, good money. Carambola, which I've never had before, never heard of before. That gives you a lot of estimated yield as well. It's a tree, it grows on a tree, so you need multiple years to grow it. So it's a perennial plant, medium insect resistant, medium fungus, medium weed, or a high weed resistance. You need quite a bit of, you need 245, which we can do in our seed and seedlings house. Maybe we'll come back to that and plant that. And then put a seasonal workers house close by to harvest it. So yeah, $2 million. That's quite a bit. Let's see what else we have on here. Cheese quite a bit. Maybe we can set up an area near the seasonal workers' houses and plant a whole bunch of fruit orchards. Make a lot of money that way. That's a multi-year thing because again, trees don't grow fast in the first year, or don't grow enough in the first year. So it gives you quite a bit. And that you can harvest with a harvester, which is handy. But that's almost $1 million estimated. Soy. And of course, soy can be used in farming as well. And growing animals, I mean. Maybe we'll do soy at first here. And let's put that over here. Maybe we'll try to keep some of our harvestable fields with machines over here. And then maybe we can do like fruit, like orchards over on this side. Let's do some bio soy. And we should have everything we need for that already. But that's good. Another person to drive tractor. And then over here, bio carabola. And I need to put a compost there. We need an orchard tractor. And we need a tree planter. We need orchard sprinkler. We'll put in an irrigation system. We do need an orchard sprayer. Okay. And then let's hire somebody else to grab tractor. And let's buy another tractor. This is where it's so important to have that initial base of income making so that you can do stuff like this later on. If you try to do this right away, it's not going to work. And then, let's see what else we can do. We'll increase that, so that way the workers that do manually harvest this can carry more goods at a time. So we're getting our rice planted. And we've got that. Let's get a second plow. Helps a lot to have extra of everything. And then we need more garage space. Space. And we need to get organic soy seeds going. Soy, organic. Ready to make 10. How much do we need for this? We can go in here and find out. Soy, 93. So if we go with 100, we'll be good. Soy organic. And then we need to get soy water and buy some soy. I should buy all 2,200. With the soy, we can make soy cakes later too. If we want to further increase our profit. What other kind of tree did we say makes a lot? Perennials. And that's good. Carambola is what we're doing. 1.98. Seven for blue cheese. Aloe is 1 million, 1.1. Bananas 1.5. So far, banana's the highest. It says carambola, which is what we're doing right now. Lychee is 1.7. Is that what it was? Lychee? Somebody's gotta know what it is. Alright, so let's send this road down. And then put in a... right here. Catch these fields. Leave that irrigated. And once we get another field sown, we can start analyzing the soil. At some point we can mess with the crop rotation. But currently, like if you do the same crop year after year, you don't get a bonus, but you also don't really get a penalty either, it seems like. So, not really soy yet. But that should be coming here. Alright, let's see. Eventually we can do this, but we have to have 3 orchards first. Soil surveys. Well, there we go. We'll do that. That way we can analyze the soil, and then they can put in here what we need. We need to do cast spiders first. We're gonna buy it. So what this does is it adjusts the pH of the soil and the nutrients that the soil needs based on what the soil requires. I'll hire one more tractor driver here, whenever one pops up there. Another cultivator. can see we're still gaining money despite all these purchases that we're making. And that's again because of our base setup here. That helps so much if you can get that set up to begin with. Before you go ahead and do kind of more fancy things, more in-depth things. This will be nice eventually. We don't need that, but we're still waiting on. We got the field trade this, upgrade this for our trading partners. See if we can make some more money if that's the way it works. Alright, so to do the field analysis, just click on pH. And then just highlight where you want it. It's very expensive to do. We'll just do a few at a time. Now a worker will come through and readjust the pH and the nutrients of the soil based on what the soil analysis is. Doesn't do a great job explaining like the soil classes and this stuff, but it automatically takes care of it for you, it seems like. So, but right now you can see that we don't get much of a bonus because of pH level. So our worker will have to go and adjust that. Same thing with class of the soil and then nitrogen levels. You can grow plants like soy that will improve nitrogen levels on its own and save you money in fertilizing costs. Alright, so just do some more basic trading. Again, I'm not 100% sure what the basic trading partners are, but gotta work on that, or research that anyway. So it's coming through and just spraying. This one is for either insects or weeds. So not enough soy seed. And these guys should still be working on it. So they can't plant them until they get more soy seeds. We'll get them. These guys just have to work on them a little bit more. It's too bad you can't just buy like the organic seed, you have to produce it yourself. But it is what it is. I don't mind that. That's just a change from the previous versions. We have 60, and I think I said that we needed around 100. So. Got that training done. I started researching some of the rest of these. Even though we won't be using them for a while, but it's okay to research them in advance. Barn up here, warehouse up here to cover some of the areas up here, and then large silos. It's going to be very important when it comes time to harvest some of these cereal crops. Storage space, because remember again that you don't share storage space in this version. Whoa, did I move that back too far? Not bad. There we go. Looks funny, but that'll work. More research done. Dry seasons here. That's kind of like the winter, but unlike the winter in Europe, your stuff will still grow. It doesn't die off. It mainly means that you have to water it more. I believe, anyway. So let's go one more. Eventually we're going to need seasonal employee houses down here. Just have to get away from that hill. And I think what else I'm going to do now is I will need, let's see here, like that, like that. Because I'll need rice and soy continually. I will start producing seeds on a continual basis and then selling out the extra. And then doing a rotation between these two fields of soy and rice. Back here? Nope. That's right. So I'm going to switch it. Oh, do I have enough soy seed yet? Looks like I do. So making some. See, this is hard. Well, it's hard when there's no shared resources because you're constantly clicking on one versus another, trying to find where your resources are. So I have 100. Let's do 200. What do we have? And then let's buy some more soy as well. Just in case we end up needing more than 100. And I need to get carambola saplings going. Carambola, organic. Rice, organic. Let's hire somebody for there. This is where, like, later on in the game, it's a lot more clicking to go through. I'm just gonna hire a couple more of these guys right away because I will need them. I'm just going to do one in each for now. And I'll add more later. So carambola and rice. Let's set up the olive trade. For soy, we're going to purchase 500. And we're going to do rice. carambola. 500. Piece. I'm going to switch this back to spinach again. And this is just going to be my primary income row. And then this will be my row to produce seeds from my fields. So soy. In the meantime, just so that you're not sitting on your hands and knees, I'm going to have you working on making some money. And then I will change that out later. Got fungus on this field, but our guy will spray it down and take care of it. Uh-oh. Oh, yes, that's right, because we have seasonal employees now. Actually, yeah, I'll just leave them. I'm making enough money now, it's fine. I was thinking about turning them off, like not hiring them at all. We're still making money here. Despite all of our research and all of our purchases. See, like, you get to this stage, it's almost nice to have a second building already. It gets kind of crazy how overworked these logistic building people get. That's where the shared resource thing, rather than with the previous versions versus the logistics building, is just very nice. No, I'm not sure how much caramel we need for some things. And I don't have, is this warehouse in range? No, it's not. I need a warehouse in range away. Alright, so some of our plants will go into hibernation, like the perennials that are outside during the dry season. And we'll upgrade storage capacity. Make this a cold warehouse. Carambola. We want saplings. Ooh, how many do we need? 245. So let's go 300. And we need another logistics building close to there. You see how when I click that, this is red around there. And these are green. Means the range of it. And since we did a logistics building over here, we need a house over here. That was the workers for the logistics building. We don't have any available right now, of course. Making a lot of money. Start thinking about building some more production buildings here. We need a mill to make our rice flour. I try to keep like production in one area, and, like actual fields in another area. Seems to work pretty good. You can get employees with a higher skill level. Probably starting skill level. Probably the way to go. Let's see if we have anybody for logistics that showed up. Nope. I should find another manure spreader. If that would be helpful. And another manure pit too. So for this, we're going to do rice flour. We want organic to organic. We don't have any organic rice quite yet. We will soon. And we can start making some flour. So that's for the mill. And then we want a bakery as well. To make this bread. And we have, hey, we do have a logistics person. Can you start to see where it's becoming logistics manager rather than like a farm manager? So every single thing that you do, you have to think about the logistics of it now. We don't need any of that stuff. What do we need for this? 10 greenhouses or so in fields. Eventually I'll get into animals here, but not quite yet. I might take another bathroom break. I'll be right back. All right. Got plenty to drink today. What are we waiting on for this one? Some of the saplings. We're getting some. That should be harvested soon. That's cultivated, waiting on the dry season to be over. Waiting on some rice for that. This is where, when the resources aren't shared, it's a pain to get resources moved from one area to another. And all the overflow resources go in the farmhouse. And you only have $100,000 or 100,000 units of storage in the farmhouse. And so it maxes out really quickly. And then you can't put more resources in there, which means you can't sell anything. Yeah, I need to get my cheese going. Organic. Create the resource order. This is where it could be nice if it would do that automatically for you. It's just a lot of like micromanagement. I don't want that. I want actually cheese. Look at the file. We need a place to put them, so we'll put them over here. So that they can be utilized. And how many do we need? Probably are the same as the others. 219, so yeah, we'll put 300 in here. And can we get a second logistics person? No, we can't. I was going to put it in there. And then it's spreading it, all the resources out between like all these silos. And now, all these silos are full. And it's really annoying. So like full, full, full. And then in here. So I think like they're all within range of this, so it's fine, but it's just annoying that it's like that. So we'll keep that as is. We will start making some rice flour. We only have one person here, so we'll start with that. Alright, so then on here, rice. We can see rice flour, 12,000 pieces of rice bread. It's 538,000. So we'll get clear on that eventually here. But I'm maxed out on that worker space. I need another worker host. I can't squeeze it in there. We'll put it right here. Gotta get an order for the rice organic. But you see, they put all the resources in here. And now, unless I put a higher resource order in here, it all defaulted into the farmer's house. And that's taking up a lot of the storage here. And I don't want it in there. So what I'll do is I'll build a silo over here. And then I'll put in an order for the resource over here. And that'll move it from here into here. Rice, and we have about almost 30,000, so I'll put 30,000 in here. The only problem with this then is when this resource order runs low, it's going to put another alert up that it's low, that we don't have enough. So I think that's something that the developers need to kind of work through. I just took the resource order off of the silo over here for the rice organic. And now they'll move it all from here into here. Let's see if there's another logistics person for here, and there is. So we got him hired and assigned to here. So like here we have the lychee sapling order, and it's giving me an alert because we don't have enough. Which I understand is why they do it, but we gotta keep working on it over here. I can't plant them anyway yet, so I'm not really in a huge hurry for it. Doesn't look like I have anything really extra now sitting in my farm owner's house. These are going towards seed, along with this and this. So that'll be okay. Rice flour is getting made. Now all the rice flour that's made will default go to the owner's house unless I put in an order for it, which I will over here because I have space yet. So rice flour organic, and we'll put in an order. 20,000 units. So now it's probably going to eventually alert me that I don't have that much. The money that we're making, we're all the way up to $1.252 million. It's almost like unlimited money when you kind of do the setup. I'm going to expand the time that these guys are hired. Not just one of them. But you see I made a lot of money this month. Alright, what other things can I do for research here? I really need a large greenhouse. I will need this so far to 2 garages. Some of those are kind of silly because you have to build actual garages to unlock the maintenance. We'll do one on each side. And then I'll get up maintenance because then I can maintain all my equipment here. Machines, machine repair. Alright, so we're getting our carambola in the ground. So we truly don't need this research, or the resource order anymore. Again, that's another micromanagement thing. If I didn't delete that, they would always try to keep 300 in there, because that's what I had put in. $1.5 million. Good time to buy some more land, maybe. Buy the next loop of land around my land. You can see out in here where the hills are. Right there, right there, right there. So I'm running out of the good farmland. or good like field land, I should say. But we'll make it work. There we go. Spent a lot of our money there. We're still up for the month. Alright, so that training is finished. Got a gas station. And a repair shop. That's what I need. So that'll maintain our equipment. And then if it breaks down, it'll send out a repair guy. So then we don't have to wait for one from the city to come out. That was planted. So we can analyze some more fields too. That's a good way to spend some money. Yeah, and I guess I can get this last one in here too now. Wow, 37,000. I spent a lot of money this month. I'll make that back quick though. And we got all that straw from the rice, so we'll get that sold. Not very much, but get a little bit of it sold anyway. Well, I guess we will do large greenhouse now. For research. Not that we need to, but we have some soy planted. This one's going to be soy as well, so we'll be doubling up on soy. What do we need for soy cakes? Right under the, I wonder if that's part of the advanced food processing building. Probably is. We can probably get. We have somebody from manufacturing. Nope. We got somebody from manufacturing and start. Oh, there's the song of my people. I will save this and I will be back a different time. Have a great day.